the same thing molecularly.
And isn't it possible in some way that the idea of the burning bush was them figuring out how to dry or extract DMT and burn it?
Very likely.
Very possibly, right? Because they're talking about the burning bush producing God, and it just so happens that this bush is, the acacia tree is incredibly common and super rich in DMT, and it's all over the area.
Yeah. And I should probably insert at this point that if you're at all familiar with the Masonic ritual, you'll know that the acacia plant plays a central role.
That's right. You're one of them 1% Mason characters.
Every now and then,
those insiders.
Every now and then on Facebook, Randall, I get accused of being a Freemason. Hancock is a Freemason, as though it explains everything. I know lots of Freemasons. I've spoken in Masonic lodges, but I'm an author and I shouldn't belong to clubs, you know.
I went to a wedding that my friend Duncan Trussell was performing at for these two Satanists in like 2003, and to this day, it was one of the LeVays, Anton LeVay or Stanton LeVay, whatever is his son, and his son got married. This was some young hedonist, you know, and they call themselves Satanists. And so Duncan performed at this wedding, and I went there. To this day, I get fucking tweets about being a Satanist. So I can't join your little club, pal. I can't be one of your Masons.
I need to confess here, Graham.
Yes.
You didn't realize this, but I secretly initiated you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you're in. How do you get in? How do you secretly initiate somebody? Can you do that for real?
No.
Oh, okay. That scared me.
I sort of did.
Sort of? Well, you could get him in if you wanted to, though, right? If you know the people.
Oh, of course. Even you, Joe.
I don't think so. It's not happening, bro. I met a couple of Masons. They're very cool.
Well, most Masons don't really understand the corpus of symbolism that they're sitting on top of. I got to say that. Not to get off on the Freemasons, but simply there's a mass of symbolism. And that's the whole... That's the thing that they're custodians of, and most of them don't have a clue what it means. But they're doing an important job by preserving this corpus of symbolism through the layout of the lodge, the meaning of every component in the lodge, because it's a purely astronomical allegory. And then you have the Masonic carpets, and that's where you have the whole story of the comet, the flood. It's all there. The acacia plant, it's all there.
It's all, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's all also an integral part of how Washington, D.C. was designed. Is that true?
Yeah, to some extent. I honestly haven't studied that too much.
What I've seen is that there's a bunch of videos where you could watch it where they sort of describe how the layout, is in some way some sort of sacred geometry.
I think
what it's based on.
Freemasons were massively involved in the construction of Washington, as they were of many great cities. The city I live in, England, has got major Masonic architecture.
So is it like people like me, like my initial prejudice? I hear something like the Masons, like, oh, fucking dude's in a cult, get out of here, leave me alone. Like we assume that all groups of people that follow anything somehow or another are wacky.
Masons, in my opinion, they're largely a drinking club for men. Mainly, that's what it is.
Guys they don't let women in at all.
But you can make special arrangements to bring women into a lodge. For example, my wife, when I've given a talk in a lodge, I've given talks in 2 or 3 lodges, been asked to do so. Then they make a special ceremony to allow my wife Santa to come in, because I won't go anywhere without Santa.
I see.
And so women can go in. But then there are others within Masonry who are pursuing deeply esoteric interests and exploring the mysteries, and you can have incredible conversations. In fact, so it's just another group of people who are doing their thing. It's not for me. I wouldn't join. I would lose. I think if I joined Freemasonry, it would weaken me as an author. I think I'm better able to comment on these things by not being a member of any such group.
That's interesting. Why do you think that?
Well, because I think I have to remain open to all possibilities, and if I commit myself to a particular line, I don't commit myself to a particular religion. I don't commit myself to a particular men's club either. Which is what Masonry is. I think if I commit that, then ultimately I would become a spokesperson for that, and I don't want to be that.
That makes a lot of sense considering your occupation and how important being open-minded has been to your life.
It's vital.